course, changes so many things that are going on in my head. It changes how available I am for other things. It changes how committed I can be to other things. But it changes it. It doesn't take it away. It doesn't completely diminish it. And this is where the work is. Hello everyone, I'm Lisa Fox. I am your confidence coach mama, and today we're going to talk about a little wobble, a little confidence wobble that I had today. And to be honest, it's something that these are a few bits and pieces of of wobbles that I seem to be having recently as I step into myself as my new self with every single day that comes along. So yeah, let's just keep it really plain and simple. So a few of the things that keep coming up for me recently, and stick with me because I'm going to show you the confidence wobbles that I'm going to talk about here. I'm going to show you how I work through them and how I manage to show up as my most confident self whenever I show up. Okay. So today was a difficult day so far. What time is it? It's like nearly 3:30. And I feel like my day has just started. Even though I've been up I was up several times during the night because I have a small baby. And I've been up since early this morning, and my husband is actually at home this week because we have an au pair, but she is just back from Spain, so she's in quarantine. So my husband stayed at home this week to look after the kids while I worked. And this is typical of my days at the moment. Because I'm working from home, and working from home is a very, very important and considered choice that I made, and I still believe that it was the right choice. But with a toddler at home and a 5-month-old at home, it is challenging, to say the very least. My day normally looks like my au pair works from 12 until 6, and in those 6 hours I would normally get, if I'm lucky, 3 to 4 hours of work done, and usually that's with a lot of interruptions. Now I know that I'm breastfeeding my baby, so I have to stop to breastfeed her whenever she needs to be fed. And as anytime I make an appearance downstairs, my toddler needs me for something, and it all feels very interrupted. It can feel very tough, and I sometimes kind of go, oh God, did I choose this? Is this what I signed up for? I'd much rather be going somewhere away so I'd be able to concentrate and have a bit of flow in my work and whatnot. That feels tough. That sometimes it does bring me down. Sometimes it makes me feel like I cannot get the work done that I need to get done. It makes me feel like I am wasting my time. It sometimes makes me feel like I take one step forward and 2 steps back. It makes me feel like every time I come back to sit at my desk, I have to gather momentum again. Those things are all true, and they are all tough, and sometimes they weigh heavily on me. Another thing that's sort of going on with me at the moment is that because I'm breastfeeding. Now this is going to sound crazy to some people, and other people will completely get me. But so I have big boobs, right? Big old titties, and okay, I've come to love my body. And in my adult years, and especially through my 30s, I started to finally kind of go, yeah, this is my body, this is what I look like. I actually, it's pretty good. Whatever, I'm comfortable in it and healthy, you know. But when you're breastfeeding, as a lot of you probably know, your body isn't just for you anymore. And more than that, for me, the issue is actually that my boobs are even bigger than they normally are. And I'm not totally comfortable with that because I did so much work to actually get comfortable with my body, with my big boobs. And feel even though I know so many people would love to have the boobs that I have or had before I started breastfeeding, but I had been uncomfortable with them before my life. Came to a point where I became comfortable, and now they've changed again, and it's temporary, but then they're going to be different again after I finish breastfeeding. Anyway, all of that is just to say a lot of my clothes don't fit me. A lot of what I wear is like, is to kind of like is around the boobs. It's like look at the size of them, and like I'm quite petite, and then I've got this big old pair of tits that just seem to not fit into anything. So I'm wearing lots of jumpers and lots of baggy things. And even though loads of people would not think that having these big boobs would be a problem, it brings me down sometimes. And also, yeah, it's having to wear clothes that you can, like, I'm wearing this jumper with a vest underneath it, and I can pull down the vest and clip off the thing and take the boob out. And it's a pain. It's a pain in the tits. It's a pain in the tits, literally. And then the other thing is the pandemic. The other thing that is getting to me and gets to everybody, of course, it's getting to everybody, is the pandemic and how much that has affected my business, my previous business, which is still going, but it's a performance arts school for kids, and like it's just like, as I say, it's still going, but it's going online, and like my income has just gone, and that is just a kick in the nuts. It's sometimes I wake up and I go, oh my god, my money. I need my money back. And thank God I saved. But it's hard to look at your savings going down as you're working your arse off, and actually working probably harder now than I did before. For a fraction of the money. So that's what's going on. That's what's making me wobble. That is what's causing the wobbles on a sometimes a daily basis at the moment. And here's the thing. I could make all of those things mean that I can't do this thing that I'm doing right now. What I'm doing right now is I am making a choice, and it's something that I've wanted to do for years, is to start and have an online business where I empower other mothers and where I create this tribe of women who are doing this amazing, magical, transformative work together. And it's taken me a long time to get to this point. And all this other shit that's happening at the moment in here, and in the world could make me say to myself, that just means that I shouldn't be doing this right now. Maybe I should just give up. And all of those things that are happening in here and here and here are absolutely challenging my confidence in myself and in the world, and in this situation, and in my business, in my new business. So I need to do a bit of work to turn it around. Now, I don't normally have to do this much work on a daily basis to keep my confidence up, but it reminds me of a time when I did have to do that, and it reminds me of a transformation that happened when I did do the work. So I thought it was really useful to share with you what I'm having to do at the moment. So, you know, and the thing is, I think the fact that I have to do this work, it's it, it's also like, that's fine that I have to do this work. It's normal that I would have to do this work in this particular phase of my life. There's a fucking global pandemic right now affecting every single one of us. And if we allow ourselves, that could just make us go down, 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 down. And if you let yourself go all the way down the hill, there's going to be a fuck ton of work to get back up the hill, or start even like pushing the car to get a bit of momentum to get yourself going back in the right direction. So it makes more sense to feel yourself going, and it's okay, that's all right, it's normal, and then do the work every day to keep yourself, actually, no, I'm going to stay, but I'm going to stay up the top of the hill. I'm going to stay, I'm going to keep, I'm going to stay ahead of it. I'm going to stay on top of it. Also, it's normal because in my own business, my business is being hugely affected by all of this stuff. So, like, of course, I'm having a wobble. That's so. But instead of having the wobble and going, oh God, this is awful, this is disastrous, and then the pandemic is over, and then I have to get from the bottom of the hill, as I say, back up to the top. I'm not interested in doing that. I'm not available for that. I am more available for feeling the feelings every day and working through them and keeping myself up here. And of course, with having a new baby, that is huge. That is having your first baby is probably the biggest change, but having a second baby totally changes the dynamic of your family. For me, it's totally changed how I have to operate at the moment. I can't just have somebody mind my 5-month-old child every day for 6 hours. I can't be away from her for that long, personally, at the moment. And that, of course, changes so many things that are going on in my head. It changes how available I am for other things. It changes how committed I can be to other things. But it changes it. It doesn't take it away. It doesn't completely diminish it. And this is where the work is. So for me, before I start working every day at the moment, and even sometimes throughout the day, I have to get myself back to the point of feeling good. I have to, sorry, I have notes written here. So a part of the challenge for me sometimes is, it's like, well, I already have so little time. I don't have time to get my head back into the right place. But it's so important to make that commitment to always, before I sit down to work, to just get my head in the right place, to get myself feeling the way I need to feel to do the best work that I can do. And I need to do this. I have to get my head on straight for me. And I have to get my head on straight for me so that I feel good, because I think the most important thing in the world, and the most important thing for your confidence, is that you feel good. And that might sound very basic, but it is basic. It's as basic as that. All you really need to do is get yourself to a good feeling place, right? And it's also, that's for me, but it's also for you, because if I'm not operating from a place of confidence and self-belief and high vibe, then no matter what I say, even if the things that I'm saying are true, they're not going to ring true for you. They're not going to resonate for you if I'm not in the feeling place of the things that I'm saying. It's not going to inspire you, and it won't help you to be your best self, which is what I'm here for, which is what we're all here for, right? So it's that important that I check in with myself every time. For me, it's like, every time I sit at my desk, I go, okay, how am I feeling? And as a mother, and for all those reasons I was talking about, as a mother, you're feeling like you've got so many other responsibilities, and if you're a mother working from home, you're constantly responding and reacting to other situations, and things can get quite chaotic in your house. And when things get chaotic in your house, they get chaotic in your head. So it's worth the time to sit down and go, fix that crown on, right? Get yourself into a good feeling place, and then work. And that time that you spend doing that will make everything else that you do after it much, much flowier, more beneficial, more impactful, more beneficial for other people. And it doesn't have to take hours. It can take a few minutes, and depending on how you're feeling. But you're just tuning in with yourself and you're like, yeah, I feel better, I feel better, I feel better. And for me, writing things down helps. Like, this is what I'm feeling, this is another thought that I can choose to help me feel better. And we'll go into all of this kind of stuff. I might do a live where I talk you through the process exactly of what I do. But the main point of this video is that you need to do something for yourself to get crown on straight and then work. You don't arrive at your desk with the crown on this way and go, oh, okay, well, I better do something, because that's not going to do anything for you or anybody that you're trying to serve. Get it? Got it? Good. So, yeah, that's it. You just fix the crown before you sit down. Ooh, I like that. Fix the crown before you sit down to work. I love these little rhymes. Because it makes them stick in your head. So thank you so much for watching today. I am Lisa Fox. This is Lioness Tribe. And remember, belief plus faith equals success. Mwah.